Hi. Today I'm going to be reading a story called Feathers, Not Just for Flying. I bet when you think about birds and you think about feathers, you really only think about one thing, and that's how it helps them to fly. Not all birds can fly. Not all feathers are just for flying. Let's find out what some of the other uses are for feathers. This story was written by Melissa Stewart and illustrated by Sarah S. Brannen. Feathers, not just for flying. Look here, we can see these birds darting down into the water to catch fish, using their feathers to help them dive. Birds and feathers go together, like trees and leaves, like stars in the sky. All birds have feathers, but no other animals do. Most birds have thousands of feathers, but those feathers aren't all the same. That's because feathers have so many different jobs to do. Have a look at the different feathers on this page. Different sizes, different shapes, different colours. I wonder if you could find examples of these in your local community, maybe in your own backyard. Feathers can be warm like a blanket. On cold, damp days, a blue jay stays warm by fluffing up its feathers and trapping a layer of warm air next to its skin. Or cushion like a pillow. A female wood duck lines her nest with feathers she plucks from her own body. These feathers cushion the duck's eggs and keep them warm. I've got a little picture just here of a clutch of eggs sitting on that pillow of feathers. Feathers can shade out sun like an umbrella. As a hungry, tri-coloured heron wades through the water in search of food, it raises its wings high over its head. The feathers block out reflections from the sun and shade the water. This makes it easier to spot tasty fish and frogs. Feathers can also protect like sunscreen. On sunny summer afternoons, red-tailed hawks spend hours soaring through the sky. They're in search of prey. Their thick feathers protect their delicate skin from the sun's harmful rays. Feathers can soak up water like a sponge. On sizzling summer days, a male sandgrouse cools off by soaking his belly feathers in a watering hole. Then the proud papa flies to his nest, while dad guards his chicks. The little ones suck on his feathers to quench their thirst. Or clean up mess like a scrubbing brush. An American bittern always cleans up after it eats. Its feathers have brittle tips that crumble into a dusty powder. The powder is perfect for scouring away the dirt and slimy fish oil that sticks to its feathers. Feathers can distract attackers like a bullfighter's cape. A dark-eyed junco distracts its enemies by flashing the bright white feathers on the outside of its tail. Then it quickly covers the feathers and darts off in the other direction. It's a great way to distract those predators. There's a cat here. Not today, cat. Feathers can also help a bird to hide, like camouflage clothing. A female cardinal's dull greyish-tan body and feathers blend in with her forest home. They'll help her and protect her nest from enemies while she sits on her eggs. I wonder, can you see her tucked away in there? Staying very safe and still. Feathers can make high-pitched sounds like a whistle. When a male club-winged mannequin wants to get his female's attention, he leans forward, raises his wings over his back, and rapidly shakes them. As feathers with ridges rub against feathers with stiff curved tips, a squeaky chirping sound trills through the air. Feathers can attract attention like fancy jewelry. A peacock's bright, beautiful tail feathers make him easy to spot. At mating time, a female is attracted to the male with the biggest, most colourful fan of feathers. Wonder, have you seen a peacock before? Nice bright tail. Feathers can dig holes like a backhoe. After bank swallows mate, they make a home together. First, the male uses his bill and the tough feathers on his lower legs to dig a long hole into the stream bank. He pushes the dirt out of the tunnel with his wings. Then the female builds a nest of straw, grasses and leaves at the end of the tunnel. Or carrying building supplies like a forklift. Most birds carry nesting materials in their beaks, but not the female rosy-faced lovebird. When she finds grass, leaves or strips of bark, she tucks them under her rump feathers and flies back to her nest. Feathers can help like a life jacket. Swans glide smoothly across the water's surface. Pockets of air trapped between their feathers help these graceful birds stay afloat. Or plunge downward like a fishing sinker. Most birds make special oil to waterproof their feathers, but not the aninga. The weight of its wet feathers helps the hungry hunter to dive deep down in search of fish, crayfish, and shrimp. Feathers can glide like a sled. Emperor penguins have tightly packed belly feathers that form firm, slick surfaces. The feathers make it easy for these birds to slide across the snow. Or sprint across the snow like snowshoes. Each autumn, willow ptarmigans grow a thick layer of feathers on top of their toes. Like snowshoes, the feathers increase the size of the bird's feet so they can shuffle across the snow instead of sinking in. But most of all, feathers can give birds the lift they need to race across the sky.